What's going on, my kaiju fans? It's your boy BurningGodzilla fan 1954, and wow, we got our first look at this new footage, and we also got a little bit of a teaser today of the new Godzilla and Kong movie. So before I get into that, I do want to say that we did get a little bit of a preview of the next MonsterVerse movie, and they called it Godzilla and Kong, and I know that was just a working title, and it wasn't a very official, but we did get a new official title. We got a little bit of a teaser of the next MonsterVerse movie, and we did get some footage. So before I go into that, I'm on my phone right now, and then it's by Legendary. Legendary did this. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the footage right here. We'll go into the title and then that last little bit of it. So first off, I did hear some things, and I watched a couple of people's reaction videos to it, and I'm just gonna give you guys my own opinion of this right here. So first, I'm gonna change this quality and everything first, and then I'm going to kind of put the speed kind of slow, just so I can show you guys everything that I see. So first right here we see this Kong right here, and I know for a fact that it's not our Kong, and I'm going to tell you guys this first. I noticed that first off, his head is smaller. He looks a little bit skinnier than our Kong. Our Kong is more bulkier, and he's has more mass on him. I'll put it like that. And this one right here, his longs are longer. His arms are longer, I meant. And he looks maybe a little bit older to me. I'm not like 100% sure. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this just a little bit faster, because maybe 0.25 might be slow. So I'm just going to put it normal. So we see that first. We see this Kong, and then I notice this right here. His eyes start glowing. Now his eyes are glowing blue. Now I noticed that our Kong's eyes were not glowing blue. So I know for a fact this isn't Kong. This is not our Kong. And you can see that he has like two kind of tower things, and he's like sitting on a throne type thing. So we're going to play that, and then we see this right here. Now we see it looks like a bunch of Godzilla and Kong bones. And then we see, it's going to keep playing, we see right here. This is what kind of concerned me. So you can see on the left, we see a Godzilla skull. We don't know if it's our Godzilla skull or not. It's more than likely probably not. And then we see a Kong skull right here. And his is going orange and Godzilla's is going blue. Now, my first thought to seeing this is that since Godzilla, in the ending of GVK, went back into the ocean, I guess, to his home, and Kong is now on Hollow Earth. That's his new home, his base. Now, in the Godzilla vs. Kong movie, we did see Kong kind of, I wouldn't say take over Hollow Earth and is now the king of Hollow Earth, but he did go down there, open the door, and get his axe and everything, and then he fought Godzilla. And then, as you guys know, they teamed up to fight Mechagodzilla and killed him. So, this makes me think right here that they might be doing another 2v1. And they're either fighting a different Kong or some kind of subspecies of Kong, because most Kongs, as we've seen in the graphic novels, were all kind of bulky and had like short, pretty physical bodies, and they were strong. This subspecies, or this Kong right here, has longer arms and is skinnier and kind of looks a little smaller, but still about like in height level with our most recent Kong, OG Kong, I guess, if you want to put it like that. So I'm gonna play it again, and then we get our new title, which is now called Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So, because of the new empire, I think that this movie is going to be more about Kong. Now, in Godzilla vs. Kong, in my opinion, it was also more about Kong than Godzilla, because they showed more Kong scenes than Godzilla. Because Godzilla has been in, I think he's either made appearances or has been named in almost every MonsterVerse movie, because Actually, no, he has because he had his own 2014 movie. That was the first MonsterVerse movie. And then Kong Skull Island came out in 2017, King of the Monsters 2019, and then GVK in 2021. Now, that is our timeline movie order, but in the actual timeline, it goes Kong Skull Island, Godzilla 2014, 2019 King of the Monsters, and then Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. That is because Kong Skull Island 2017 took place in 1973 in movie timeline. But in the end of that movie, which was technically the second MonsterVerse movie, they were preparing for King of the Monsters. That's why they showed the paintings of Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, because all of them were in King of the Monsters. But yeah, so this is the new Empire. So I think that the new Empire, because they didn't really show Kong that much in the MonsterVerse. They only showed him in 2017, Kong Skull Island and GVK, because that was Godzilla vs. Kong, and they gave a little bit of the history of Kong. So they're gonna get more in depth into Kong in this movie more than they did in Godzilla vs. Kong, because I think they were just setting it up at the time. So technically, he's not King of Hollow Earth now, because it's not not his yet. He was just there. He sat on the throne and he got his axe and everything, and he fought Godzilla. But he didn't actually claim it. So I think that this is either gonna be like maybe another 2v2 fight or a 2v1 fight again, or it might be like because of what Godzilla did, since he shot a hole through Hollow Earth, it shook the whole Hollow Earth. I mean, not the whole Hollow Earth. I meant it shook Kong's chair area, like where all the bones are and everything. It destroyed that little area. So I think because since all the Titans can what's the word I'm looking for? Sense each other. Maybe this new Kong that we saw before, this one right here, or this subspecies of Kong noticed it, and now he has to, do what he's got to do. But it looks like that wherever this one is, I don't know if he was in the same place as Kong before, or maybe I could be wrong. This could be one of his ancestors, or somewhere in the future, depending on where the movie takes place. Oh, my bad. Where this movie takes place, timeline. Because in GVK, it may have came out in 2021, but in the movie timeline, it took place in 2024. Not our timeline, but, movie timeline. So, yeah. So, anyway, so let's go back to this title. Like I said, though, it's Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. And, yeah, that's why I think it's going to be a 2v1 or a 2v2 again. Or it could be where Kong meets this new one, they fight, Kong loses, and then the new Kong fights Godzilla, and then he loses. He might lose, depending on, what weapon he uses, I guess. And then they have to team up to fight him. That's just my theory, though. I could be wrong. I could most definitely be wrong, but that's just my guess right there. And yeah, because in the graphic novels, if you guys haven't read it, I think it was in Godzilla Aftershock. Well, no, not Godzilla Aftershock. It was the most recent ones, not Kingdom Kong. It was something Godzilla where he fought Tiamat, and I think he was looking for a new home. Oh my god, I know the name of it, but I can't remember right now. But it was where he was looking for a new home, and then he got a past. He had a memory from the past where he fought Kong, a Kong species where he was smaller. He was smaller in size. I think he was smaller before he was in 2014. He was way smaller than when he showed up in 2014. So he had fought a Kong and he lost, and he got driven out of his home. That Kong was huge, apparently. I guess he was adult size, and he had he wasn't albino, but he had a little bit of white fur around him. I guess because of his age and he was old. So when he went back there, he went back there to his original home, and he saw the Kong skull and it was dead. So he took back that home and he lives there now. So that's what makes me think that if they are actually doing it like that, then I'm not quite sure, but it just all depends. But yeah, and then we get, I think it comes up right now. Then we get this. So that's another thing. So you see his fur is kind of like a red and orange color, and you can see his eyes are blue. Now I thought that they would do a thing where like there was something like in his eyes, but there's nothing there. I see that could just be like him looking at something. I thought he was looking at something, but it doesn't look like it. See, now this one doesn't really do anything. I mean, let me see again. So we really don't see nothing. I see like a little blinking in like the pupil area, but I don't see anything else. And then I don't see no scratches or anything, because I'm pretty sure Kong has at least one scratch on his face. I mean, I see a little bit of the nose area, but that could just be something else. And then I see over here, I'm gonna look in this eye too, that there's something blinking, but I don't know if that's just the pupil or not. But yeah, but that's just my theory, you guys. Like I said, I could be wrong and everything. But yeah, I think just the main theory is that this Kong or subspecies of Kong is gonna fight the other Kong, and they're gonna fight for the throne, and then that Kong is gonna be the new king of Hollow Earth. And then I think Godzilla is gonna help Kong, because as of right now, my opinion of their relationship is kind of 50-50. Because, okay, so in the movie, Godzilla and Kong species, right? As of right now, or as of we know, them two are the last of their kind. Godzilla's the last of their kind because they're not their enemies, but it's like a thing with animals. Like the Mutos, they're their natural enemies, yes. So for Godzilla's, their natural enemies was Mutos. For Kong's, their natural enemies was Skullcrawlers. They all died because of Skullcrawlers, and then all the Godzillas died because of Mutos. And then, but long before even Godzilla and Kong, there was the Titan War where it was Godzilla versus Kongs, and them two fought each other. And some Godzillas were killed and some Kongs were killed. And then the last surviving ones got driven off by the Mutos and Skullcrawlers, like with Godzilla and Kongs. And now we're with our last two. So that's what makes me think that maybe there's I doubt it, but there's a chance that one of them might die. So I doubt that they would do that, but I would have to say it would have to be Kong that would die, because Godzilla has been around since 1954, and Kong has been around a lot longer, since 1945. And then even though those were made by like Toho and like American films and all that, in the Monsterverse, Kong is only about let's see, 1973, he was about a teenager, so he's not that old. Godzilla is millions of years old, but Kong is not that old. I honestly do not know how old he is in Titan years, if you want to say it like that, but yeah. But like I said, that was just my theory and opinion of everything. I'm gonna show you guys this teaser one more time. But yeah, you guys can see all the bones and everything. That's what makes me think that this new orangutan Kong is like a new species that has been killing Godzilla and Kong species. So it'll be cool, because I don't think we've ever seen two Kongs fight each other. Even in the old movies, I don't think there's ever been two Kongs fight each other. Now, there's been a Kong versus Mecha Kong, but I don't think they're going to do a Mecha Kong for this movie, because it wouldn't be stupid, but it would just be so much like GVK that, 2v1, we're fighting a giant robot, stuff like that. But I don't think they would do the same thing again. I honestly thought that they were going to do Destroy, because they use the Oxygen Destroyer in King of the Monsters. But since they showed this, now it's a whole new thing now, so that's why I think it is. And yeah. But yeah, that's all I want to talk to you guys about. I'm gonna be getting some more stuff probably next week. I am gonna be doing a Comic-Con video this either Friday or Saturday. Because where I live at, they're doing a Comic-Con, and I'm gonna see like, if there's any Godzilla stuff, probably post some videos. Yeah. So that's going to be it for the video, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.